Hey guys, welcome to the start of another restoration project, this time up a classic Philco from 1948. It's a model 48-1000, their very first post-war black and white tabletop television with very unique styling. I wanted one of these for years and was finally able to get one a few years ago from a fellow collector along with a few other sets. I've never pulled the chassis. I haven't done much of anything except take a few photos from what I could see just peering into the back of it. It does have some cosmetic issues, that much I do know. The worst being on the right-hand side of the frame around the screen. There's not just finish loss, it's actually sunken in, like maybe it had some damage and somebody took sandpaper and scrubbed it down. I don't know, maybe there's a cigarette burn or a deep gouge or something like that. So we got ideally do something about that. And then the base could use some gluing and touch-up. I think that's just flat black, so that should be pretty straightforward. Got a little bit of funkiness around the channel indicator. Kind of looks like those are labels and you would write the channel numbers on. This set is similar to the early Motorola 7-inch electrostatic sets in that it only has, I think, 8 channel positions rather than full 2 through 13. And your dealer would set this up for your viewing area by swapping out sections on the tuner or adjusting a trimmer capacitor to tune it for your local stations. Alright, I still have some ongoing projects. It seems kind of crazy for me to dive into this. The only reason I'm considering it right now is that the early television convention is coming up soon. And since I've never pulled the chassis on this, I don't know what I'm in for, and I might need some stuff I could pick up there. Now the big challenge, just because I do have a bunch of other stuff ongoing, is to get it out safely and put it somewhere where I can take it apart. I will resume filming once I have accomplished that task. The other reason I want to take a look is I would like to use the CE manufacturing newly made twist locks on this. There are 2 distinct production codes, I think 121 and 125, something like that. And I have the later one. I do have the SAMs for it and the original service info from Philco, but I'd really like to physically see them because I've made mistakes in the past where what was actually in the set wasn't quite what I thought and I ordered the wrong part. I think there's only 4 twist locks in this. Going off just the date on the data sheet, I think CE Manufacturing has what I need if I do some doubling up of sections. But I really want to verify that before I place an order with them. Alright, got the set down, tipped on its side. It's heavy, but not that heavy compared to other sets I've been working on lately. Alright, definitely got water damage on the bottom. Plywood's delaminating a bit. It appears there are just 2 screws holding the chassis in, so I need to get these 2 out and then it should slide out. And I was wondering why this wasn't moving very well, because I knew it had the feet. This is why. The delaminated wood is catching as I'm trying to slide it around, so definitely want to address that. Of course, it'd be much easier to do with the chassis out of the cabinet. And there we have it. Actually fairly compact, not all that heavy compared to other sets of its day. And I immediately saw I have a problem. 2 of the electrolytics are the skinny type. And this one's really loose. And then that one is also a skinny guy. And then these 2. CE Manufacturing only makes this type, the larger diameter. And that I know is an original because I've seen it very clearly in photos. So I will not be able to just buy those caps and pop them in. So that's that. I'm curious as to why this is so loose. I don't know if that's a replacement or something's going on with it. Well, let's tip it on its back. And I'm a little wary of what I'm going to see considering that the set has some water damage. So there's a bit of corrosion up there. Well, good thing no water damage or insect damage. And quite a bit different than the sets I'm used to working on. unlike the Dumont Clifton, there's a whole lot of paper caps to replace in this. That, I suspect, may not be original. It's mounted securely, but it doesn't look right. It's also paralleled up right with this cap on the main chassis, which looks to me like that cap probably failed, dried out, and somebody tacked one in parallel. That's my guess. And big old can dome along that side of the chassis, which might need replacing. Otherwise, boy, just a whole lot of paper caps to replace. Man. Wow. I mean, it's everywhere I look, paper caps, paper caps, paper caps. So the Dumont used a lot of mica and ceramic. Philco did not. See a couple down here. I think those might actually be across the line caps. Those are paper caps hiding in Bakelite looking mica caps because they're 0.01 microfarad at 600 volts. Those aren't mica caps. So actually, geez. Oh, are there any mica caps in this thing? Or ceramic for that. Oh, okay, there's a couple right there. But very few. Alright. Their tuner sure is just all out in the open, isn't it? Well, now I'm very glad I pulled the chassis because I immediately determined two things. One, I'm not going to be able to use CE manufacturer caps without doing some tinkering. Probably. I say that because I note that that one is one of the skinny caps on the top side, but it's mounted on a phenolic base and the hole spacing looks to be standard. So I'll have to do a little bit of measurement on that. The others, boy, it's hard to even see with the jumble of wiring where they are. I don't want to modify the chassis. I don't want to be drilling holes, cutting holes. Okay, here's one of them. Yeah, there's not a whole lot of room to do anything there. I don't want to be enlarging any holes or cutting slots or anything. So, maybe I will be cutting these open or trying to restuff them in some manner. Alright. Well, that's going to be quite the undertaking, that's for sure. Now let's take a peek inside of the empty cabinet, which is quite heavy. It's actually heavier than the chassis. Part of that, of course, because the picture tube is still mounted to the cabinet. And something notable, it uses an electromagnet for the ion trap magnet. Similar to what some early RCA models did as well. Speaker got a slight tear in the cone. Otherwise, looks okay. No significant water damage in here. And we've got the signature, I presume, of somebody that worked on this cabinet. Looks like really it's just the base that needs, or the bottom board that needs some attention. Let's see here, all the layers have delaminated. I'm not going to replace that board though. I'll just shoot some glue in there and clamp it up as best I can. Alright, well, I was hoping this would be a quick recap like the Dumont was. It's not, so this may get pushed further down the queue, but at least now I know what I'm working with.